Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the King Crab. It's a melee unit basically. It will trap enemies against walls, and the drills will hopefully work under the sides, and the shotguns will hammer them from all three sides while that's going on. It's also got a very high tank, so it can take a bit of punishment while it's doing that. Over the course of the play session there were 3 variations. The first one has all tank treads. The second variation I was toying with has all tires, and the final and third was the hybrid variation of tank treads and tires, which I found was giving me the most strength, push, and steering. This was actually the first game that I recorded, and I was pretty impressed with how it went. This was the original build. It's using all the tank treads, as you can see, and it's just one of the problems that it has is that it's incredibly slow. You know, it's got a lot of strength, and when it does push on things like that, you can see it does a bit of damage, but it's so slow that teammates just constantly get in my way. I can't help it. No matter what I do, I keep trapping teammates. They'll drive into me, I'll drive into them. The turning circles are just terrible. But, you know, this game, I had a really good run. It was just a very slow run, slow and steady. I love this here. Like, you'll see this player just sliding towards me and perfectly into the catchment, and this is nothing they can do at this point. Like, once a player like that is pinned, it just gets chewed on. It was just a lot of fun. And again, another one here just gets caught, and that's it. It's all over once they're in. There's nothing they can do, except every time you hit something, if you hit a small rock or something with one of the left or right sides, it pulls you into it and you end up face planting into the rock. This happened a lot. You can see here that in a minute I won't be able to turn with these guys, and this was a real problem. Although I played a few more games with this build, this proved to be a big problem in the design. Just unable to turn with people. That one helped me a little bit. And actually, I think this guy jumps into me. Yeah, he just jumps right in. Nom. Oh, look, if you ever hit one of those turrets, that is the most annoying thing. They actually pull entire massive vehicles and trip them. Oh, this one was interesting. I couldn't get that one, and so I just locked onto this one, and I die for this, but there's no escape for this guy. What are you gonna do? Can't win them all. This was annoying. So I was crossing the bridge, and it's very slow, and then this guy gets in my way, and I'm like, nah, too much fire. We're going over. I didn't want to run, because if I kept going over that bridge, it would have took too much damage. And now he gives me the friendly crossbows to the face to say thank you for saving his life. And I think he rage quits, actually. He just quits in a second and blows up, giving the kill to the enemy. And this, just unfortunate. This happens all the time, although that was very unfortunate. And I can't turn, so I can't catch that, so I'm completely useless for him. This was good. Try and get one, and I pushed a teammate out of the map. Didn't even realize. Got the kill. Oh, someone else took it, but I put it down for the team. And then this guy's just trapped in the cage over here. He can't get out, but he had a good sense of humor about it. That was a perfect kill. A little bit slow, but, you know, there's no escape. Those trucks actually caused a lot of trouble. They just have so many HP. In the end, I just started avoiding the trucks if possible, because every time I grabbed one, it took so long that I usually get killed by others around me. And look at this, it doesn't even fit into the claws. I changed the build shortly to try and open the claw bay, but I think it turned out worse because of the distance I was tripping things and I was pushing them off their 2 wheels. And that really helped. If I got like someone's wheels off the ground, then they were just absolutely unable to recover. A bit of tunnel vision there. Oh, this battle goes on for quite a while actually. I was chasing this guy around like I was some kind of boss. It's like a boss fight for him. There's nothing I could do, but I'm relentless. Poor little guy, he's so scared. Fortunately, he's immobilized, and that's it for him. That's that. Yeah, that guy just tried to brute force it, and that's one of the strengths of this thing. Like, when they attack it from the front like that, it's just got so much tank on that front. And so trying to stand still and letting me work my way on, you know, to get around him, that was just a mistake. The best way to fight this would have been just to get around behind it. I have nothing at the back. But most people don't. I don't know why. They're just too busy focused on all the guns at the front. They try and stay to the front. It works pretty well. Not a bad score. Oh, this. There's nothing he can do. See, I've taken the wheels off the ground, and once that happens, that's it. I just slowly work away on him. He's basically given up at this point. It's just a monster. Now this is still the version 1, so this still has all the tank treads, and it's the slowest of all. But shortly it should change and get a lot faster. I just don't care about the spot. Ethan, get out of my way. Yep, just jump in. Got this one nicely. But this is 2 trucks again, so this is where it gets difficult. They take too long to kill and I suffer a lot of damage in the process. I'm down to 60% now, just took a rocket blast down to 30%. And I think this one just proves too much. Yeah, couldn't get it. And again, more trucks. These truck bots are in every match for a little while. It just takes so much from me, but I don't get kills for them. But so I try and switch over to the players, I suppose, and work them down. See if I can help the team. You can see here the turning circle's still very bad on this first prototype. Just can't make that turn at all. I think it should switch. Oh, just go. Cool. This guy actually gets slammed really hard. Dang. I pinned him up for the team.
Glass ceiling.
Oh, this is the second prototype, so these are now all tires. And what I did was I started in the other corner, and I actually ran around the back to their corner and then attacked from behind. And it proved to be a very good game. This is my first game with the prototype 2 with the medium wheels. But they're terrible in the water and, you know, in grass and stuff. They don't handle too well either. There's a lot of oversteer. So it's not the final build, but it's certainly more maneuverable than the first prototype, and I was happy. I'm actually able to chase people. Couldn't quite get the turn here because of the oversteer. And the water didn't help. I also took off the truck door guards, I think, on the elbows. And although that reduces a bit of weight and stuff, I think it does reduce some of the structure pretty substantially. And I notice people like tend to focus the turrets more because they're not distracted by all the clutter. I just love this. I just like lining someone up from far away and just trying to catch them in the claws. Didn't quite get that one, but it was enough. Actually, I pushed the teammate out of the way here and take the shot. Over his shoulder.
I'm not playing ranked.
Alright,
A little bit stuck there.
I'm
Some
on
of this
it.
stuff I definitely couldn't do in the first prototype with the tracks. Just did not have this kind of speed. And it was good because you could grab people and then just drive off with them, and deal with them where there's less enemies. Oh, that didn't go as planned. It was certainly, I think it got easier, if I recall, just to catch people. Started to get a lot easier because of the speed. I was able to intercept people's path and just grab them. And this one, I actually run this guy down across the map. This definitely couldn't have done that in the old one.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep, there you go. You can see he's up on 2 wheels. There's nothing he can do at that point. That's why later on I kept this shorter close build because of the ability to trip people. I think shortly I will widen it up and I try for a bigger gap so I can claw bigger vehicles. But it just proves like they have more maneuverability because they're not swept off their feet as often. Another truck. Not too bad because it didn't have much armor left. I escaped that. The back was the only real problem. I probably could have taken some of those front doors and put them on the back, although you can see they're obviously being used on where they are. Good kill though. This is where the water played havoc on me. Just can't turn in it, but I get lucky and perfect slam. And here, it's not even my kill. Oh, this, yeah. Anytime you hit a wall, it just pulls you away. That's the most annoying part of the build. Just a little mix on walls and you get completely turned. I try to run off with this kill, but I can't get far enough. I noticed I started playing a lot more aggressive with this build because it was a lot faster. So I started running into the enemy and doing things. This is the wider gap, and this is the problem I started to face. With the wider gap, I noticed when I was pinning people against walls and objects, they were often getting out earlier. As well as this one also has lightweight frame, which breaks a lot easier, as you'll see in a sec, I think. So I ended up, yeah, the arm just snapped right off. So I ended up going back to hard frame, because the lightweight just wasn't cut out for it. Here I've got one drill left, and I still pick up the kill, take it away from that guy. Actually, I have a crack at this one, but I don't think I can get it. My arm off him. Alright, so I've gone back to the hard frame and I've closed the gap again, I think. So it's a narrow gap to try and trip people like this, just taking him off his wheels. He's treads, but I failed. The one thing about it is it's just such an aggressive play. Like, I don't want to know what it's like to be on the other side of such a thing, because you just get absolutely grabbed and you just start getting hammered by shotguns. Yeah, this guy can't even turn his gun around. It's already knocked up. And we just decide I'll go for a run through, and I try and help the teammate here, try and sort of steer him as well, just with my little claws. And here you can see the tank treads on the rear. This is the third prototype. They actually give me enough power there to push that tank back. But not this one. This truck is too heavy for me, thankfully. So this was the final build that I ended up playing with, or one variation of it. And this is medium tires on the front. They gave me all the handling I needed. And the tank treads on the back. Here I just can't stop catching teammates. This guy reverses straight into it. He got caught in there as well. I think I get frustrated here, actually. I was pretty happy with this, the way this panned out. But I flipped a guy on his back, and I was basically going to get a free kill, and a teammate jumps down after it and tries to get in my way. He blocks me from drilling on it. So, I take out my frustrations on him. Here's the pole. And I just sit there for a minute, and I'm like, alright, back in the game. I think at this point I'm a little bit frustrated. Perhaps my mind's got into the Crab King mentality. And I just start ramming things. Yeah, I'm just starving for a kill here. And another player jumps in a minute, and I don't care about him. So that's my kill. Get off it. Put him in the corner. This one's interesting. I don't quite understand what happens here. I think it's this? Yeah, he just explodes. And I barely touched him, I just rolled backwards over him. I've seen that happen before. I think there might be a physics, mathematics error or something. I've added the Crab King to the exhibition. Just make sure you set the filter to all time and search for Crab King. And it should be there as long as I'm playing it, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it at the moment. I'm still tweaking on it, so whatever build is up there will be the current one that I'm playing. At the moment you can see that I've shortened the front arms. This is to hopefully get more contact time with drills and hopefully deal more damage when pinning people against walls. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe for more content.